What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Dima. So guys, today I have another interesting episode about the Passport Bros. And as we know, the Passport Bros is typically a group of African American men that have decided that, you know, maybe in America, dating is just not worth it. It tends to be too difficult. Women play a lot of games. Women also have a lot of kids. Women are also entitled. And if you're like the average guy or even a little bit above average, you know, it's just not worth the investment. You know, it's kind of like, stop the show, some of you losers who put all your money in cryptocurrency and now you're broke. Right. Could be a bad investment dating. And some of the guys know about, you know, people being divorced and things like that. Now, the next idea is if you can't do something in the United States, well, what about doing something someplace else? Let's say, for example, if you like black women, stop the show. You would go over and check out the Pan-African Dating Show. That's right. I am going to drop my thing. So if you're a brother, you're looking for black women across Africa, all over the diaspora, you would go over there and check it out and let me hook you up. Subscribe, hit the bell, let your boy know what you think about the new channel. But anyways, things like that. You know, you check out possibly Kenya, Uganda, Ghana, Ethiopia. But certain brothers want to check out other places. Dominican Republic, Colombia, and yes, even the Philippines. Now, the Philippines is good for today's discussion. Actually, it's great because there's a really savvy YouTuber, stop the show, and she is quite attractive. Her name is, drum roll please, the Filipina P. That's right. She's in the Philippines, and she has decided to talk about what's going on with the Passport Bro. Now, typically, she's talking about a lot of things that happen in the Philippines. She makes a lot of great videos, but she does roast some feminists, and now she's coming against those people hating on the Passport Bros. And she will explain that this Filipina understands that there is a certain amount of hatred towards black men. And the name of her video is called "The Men That Choose to Leave, the Passport Bros." Now, I'm going to play just a little excerpt of her video. I would definitely tell you brothers to go over there and subscribe, hit the bell to her channel. She is quite sarcastic and very intelligent and funny. So you guys check it out over there. But let's play that video and we'll come back.
Hi folks, the Filipina P here. And today's question is, what do women think of men who leave their home countries to seek love in foreign lands? Well, apparently there's quite a war of words going on between a certain segment of Western women and men who pursue international relationships. It seems there's a lot of animosity against these guys, with name-calling and outrageous accusations. The conflict centers around a movement called the Passport Bros, who are typically black guys who have gotten fed up with the situation in the West and decided to look elsewhere for a happy life. Now, even though the Passport Bros are mostly African Americans, I think you'll recognize the same tactics being used to shame any guy who dares to dream of finding a better mate overseas. So what are these women saying about the men?
Passport Bros go to third world countries and purchase little girls and turn her into a breeding mare. They're little girls, you're sick.
Hey, who you calling a little girl? So where is all this anger against the Passport Bros coming from? It sounds like the guys just want to find greener pastures, and their women don't seem to like him very much anyway. So what's the problem? Well, let's listen to how one woman describes the Passport Bro phenomenon.
Black women, are you ready? Apparently there's a group of, you guessed it, black men who have grown weary of the, quote, control that black women have over them. So they've decided to seek dominance elsewhere, and that's in the form of traveling to third world countries to seek a bride. What's at play here is that these dusty, mediocre at best so-called men have finally come to the realization that black women are no longer willing to settle for the bare minimum and are choosing to stay single and maintain their peace. If divesting to desperate and disenfranchised women is so great, why do you all have to make an announcement, a grand announcement? Oh, I know why. Because you actually think that this will hurt Black women. So, sayonara, arrivederci, adios.
Okay, so the undesirable, dusty, mediocre, at best, so-called men want to get away from you? I wonder why they want to do that. You sound really sweet and not bitter at all. As for why the passport bros want to announce their intentions, maybe they're not trying to hurt women. They're just letting other men know that leaving is an option. But if you want to make it all about you, be my guest. So how does this next lady describe the movement?
I am not mad about Black men getting their passports and paying to play overseas. I just truly want to help these men to see logic and reason. A man that's looking to marry a foreign woman went to an event wearing a top hat. Brother, are you serious? You look ridiculous. And you're clearly undesirable, but I'm sure that you've blamed Black women for your lack of what it takes to attract them. But you want to go overseas where women are unaware culturally of your nature and pay them to pretend while you give them nothing but money and a wet behind. They aren't marrying these women. The men in this movement are largely undesirables or men that want to use a woman freely without her giving any pushback.
No, I'm not mad that certain men have decided to go out of the country looking for their next victim. I'm completely okay with that.
I'm getting some mixed signals here. You say you're fine if the men want to leave, but then you call him ridiculous, clearly undesirable, and claim they're just using women. You say you're just trying to help, but that sounds more like an attack. So maybe you do care, just a little. And you say men don't come here for real relationships, but that's just not true. My cousin married a passport bro, and they've been happy for years. So why are these women misrepresenting the guys who want to leave? Well, after watching a few more of their videos, I started to notice some common tactics.
So here's the main point that she is making, and it's a point that I definitely agree with. What is that point? The point is this. These women are talking about these guys who are dusty, broke, they're on their way out the door. These guys are going to go over and get used by these women. But I want you to go back, Dima, to that part where she said that her cousin or her family member married a passport bro and it's happening, the relationship's going great.
My cousin married a passport bro and they've been happy for years.
So there you have it, guys. She just said that her Filipina cousin or relative married a passport bro and things are fine. But the question is, why do you have so much dismay or hatred for guys that you said are, let's say, for example, they're broke and they don't have any opportunities, are going to get used? Why would it matter? The reality is this: these women don't want these guys. It's true, and a lot of these guys, for a lot of these women, are undesirable. Maybe they don't make enough money. It's possible they're not tall enough, they're not attractive enough, or all of the above. But here's the issue though. These would be the kind of guys that they would back up, right? These are fallback guys. These are options C and D. They would never be the first choice. But once you have your backup options, so once you get through getting, Pookie and Ray Ray run you down, and then now your second options are no longer interested. And that's what's happening. See, the Black community used to have a plethora of Black men waiting for Black women to make their decisions. That's how it was even in the 90s. Because the reason why that was, I'm gonna explain it. I was talking to one of my homeboys about it today on Facebook. When we were coming up, we didn't go outside of where we lived, unless you were going to college or something like that. To be fair, most of us in the Black community, we didn't go to the other side of town for fear of, some kind of retribution, getting jumped. I'm from Sacramento. You would never find me in Oak Park. I'm not a gangbanger right now, and you won't find me. I ain't never been a gangbanger, but you'll never find me in Oak Park. You'll never find me in G Parkway or South Sag. You're just not gonna find it because that's just not where I'm from. I don't feel comfortable over there. So I damn sure don't feel comfortable dating anybody from there. You get my point, right? But that is not the world we live in today. We live in a world where, even me, I'm over here, hanging out in Africa. I was just recently in Nigeria, in Dubai. I never thought about getting a passport. I started traveling when I was 34, but I've been to a myriad of countries ever since. And this is the opportunity that we have. COVID has allowed us as men and women to not have to work at a stationary job anymore. You can use your talents to make more money online, just like some of us do. Some of you guys do it in many different ways. So if we can live overseas, I was talking to another brother, he's living in Europe. Why would you not do that? And he was a brother that graduated from a very good UC school. I won't say which one it is, but you can kind of guess. And yes, it's one of the top 3, right? So that brother is doing pretty good. So what happens is that now when you take your American dollar somewhere, not that you're rich, but now here you are, you have a greater opportunity. What are you going to do? Not use it? Because if the women in your community are not going to value you on average, and again, you do have to be typically an exceptional black male to get some of the better looking black women in America. Typically, that's what they're being taught. You know, they don't understand, some of our sisters, what a real good quality man is like. What are the good habits of a man? What are some of the things that a black man is supposed to do? A lot of the sisters are unaware of that. I mean, it's just because of how they grew up. So a lot of times brothers kind of, you know, they would prefer to deal with a sister, but they're looking to deal with somebody who's already ready to deal with them. And that leads the brothers over to other places. And a lot of women are mad because now you don't have that backup option anymore. Because that guy doesn't want to be a stepdad. He doesn't have to. Instead of dealing with a 40-year-old woman that may have 2 or 3 kids, he might want to be able to deal with a woman that is 22 and has no kids. And I'm not saying that you can't get that in the black community, because you can. But again, you still might be in America, and that might be too risky with some of the laws out there and things like that. Brothers are going to go where they feel comfortable. And a lot of ladies don't like that. And one of the reasons why, and I'll say it again, a lot of the sisters have a hard time with competing for the service of the middle-class black man, because the middle-class black man is supposed to come free. He's nobody. So why should she have to compete for a guy like that? That's how a lot of sisters feel. But guess who's mad? Can I get a da 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 sound effect? Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Drunk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.